people, it's me, Anja, my pronouns all she and her, and welcome back to my channel for a new recent reads video. The first book on this list is called The Thieving Collectors of Fine Children's Books. This story is a middle-grade portal fantasy and follows a young main character who must travel inside his favorite book because some people want to steal the plot of the book from his mind. So that's interesting. First of all, if I was in this situation, which would obviously never happen, but if I was in this situation, like, I think I would die. Because if someone wanted to steal the plot of my favorite books from my mind, it wouldn't go very well for me. Because sometimes I say a book is my favorite, but I don't remember anything that happened in it. You know what I mean? Like, I really enjoy the Percy Jackson books, but I couldn't tell you the plot of the Sea of Monsters. But that's because I read it like a decade ago. Actually, a decade ago, I was 12. So not a decade ago, but 8 years ago. I'm not really good at math, guys. This is why I got an English diploma. The point is, I digress. This book is really, really good, and I really, really enjoyed it. Like, the world building was so inventive, and it was so immersive, and the plot was so captivating. Like, I was immersed in the story from the beginning to the end. I love the trope of a main character traveling inside books, because I think that that's so fascinating, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. Even though also, like, some of my favorite books are The Hunger Games, and I would not survive The Hunger Games. Like, absolutely not. Anyway, the characters are so well developed and so distinct. I love the setting, I love the plot. Everything about it was so good and so well done. So anyway, in conclusion, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I would highly, highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called While You Were Dreaming. This story is a YA contemporary following a young South Asian main character who is navigating cosplay and immigration. After a video of her rescuing her crush in cosplay goes viral. This story is absolutely so fantastic, and it's so good, and I really, really enjoyed it. Like, I loved it so much. First of all, the conversations surrounding diaspora and cosplay and immigration were done so well, and I loved the main character's relationship with her sister as well as with her mom, because it felt so, like, authentic and so well done. The family dynamics are awesome and so well done. The romance is so cute, and I loved it so much because it felt so well developed and so well paced. The plot is so intriguing and so engaging. The characters are so well developed and so distinct. This book is really, really good, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I remember being so captivated by it from the beginning to the end, and I already had really low expectations for this book because actually when I read it for the first time at the beginning of the year, I think I DNF'd it, and I don't remember quite why. I think I just wasn't in the mood for it at the time, but I'm so glad that I gave it a second chance because it's so good. So anyway, in conclusion, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I really, really enjoyed it, so I would highly, highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Just Lizzie. This story is a middle-grade contemporary following a young main character who is navigating her own sexuality, and I really, really enjoyed this book so much. This book is a new 5-star favorite, which really says a lot that I haven't rated a book 5 stars since I read Cold Girls in August, which really speaks volumes for my reading year if you're wondering how that's going. But anyway, this book is so good, and I really, really enjoyed it. It felt so emotional and so nuanced and just so well done. The exploration of asexuality through an 8th grader was done so well. I just really, really enjoyed it so much. The characters are so well developed and so distinct. The plot is so intriguing and so well done. The family dynamics felt so authentic and so nuanced. I just truly loved it all so much. The friendships are amazing and so awesome. The story is so emotional and it's so amazing. And it's so necessary and it's so important. And I just really, really enjoyed it. I just loved it so much because it felt so touching and heartwarming. And, like, it was just so good. And I just really, really enjoyed every single second of it. So anyway, with all that said, I rated this book 5 stars because I loved it so much. And I would highly, highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Hockey Girl Loves Drama Boy, because naturally after reading a 5-star emotional story that broke me apart, I would read a mid 3-star book. This story is a YA contemporary graphic novel following a hockey player falling in love for the first time. This story was good and I enjoyed it, and the illustrations were so pretty, but the art was definitely my favorite part of this book because overall, even though I enjoyed the characters and the hockey elements and the romance was cute and it was well paced, I felt like some of the storylines towards the end deserved more closure, which I kind of expected, because whenever I'm reading a graphic novel for the first time, like, my expectation is that the story might feel rushed because it feels trapped under a short amount of time, because the story is often set over such a short amount of time. I don't really know if that makes any sense at all, but basically, like, I liked this book, but I didn't completely fall in love with it the way that I really wanted to. I don't know why I said that, as if I had high expectations for this book, because I already entered it with lower expectations. So I can't really say that this book disappointed me, because that implies that I had higher expectations, but I didn't. So anyway, overall, all that to say, I rated this book 3 stars, so take that as you will. The last book on this list is called Gorgeous Gruesome Faces. This story is a YA speculative thriller following a young, queer, Asian, disgraced teen idol main character who must face the demons of her past in a cutthroat K-pop competition. This story was very interesting, but also, like, low-key in a bad way, because it was kind of weird. I don't really know how I feel about this book, honestly. So anyway, let me explain. I enjoyed, like, the storytelling of this story, as well as the narrative. I enjoyed, like, the flashbacks and getting to know the friendship dynamics between the trio, if you know what I mean. The characters are well developed and distinct. The competition was very interesting, and I think that part of that is that it felt confusing instead of feeling immersive. So I was intrigued by the mystery and everything, but it became very, like, paranormal faster than I was expecting. And I'm not sure if I really enjoyed those speculative, like, paranormal elements, but I don't really enjoy that stuff, like, in general. So that's completely on me and my interests. So anyway, overall, the plot, it was intriguing, but it wasn't really captivating or immersive. And I have mixed feelings about the ending. I think that there's a sequel to this book, if I'm not mistaken, but I won't be reading it. The characters were well developed and distinct, and I did enjoy the queerness of this story. But, like, overall, not really my fave. But this book is marketed for fans of She Is a Haunting and Yellow Jackets, which I'm not the biggest fan of in general. So yeah, anyway, all that to say, I rated this book 3 out of 5 stars, so take that as you will. So in conclusion, as I predicted in an earlier video, I have read more books this year, and there are days this year, so that's been really lovely and really exciting. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the cactus emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!